So we are going to be replacing this controller. It's an old Rainbird ESP-LX. I believe it's about 11 zones. Yep, 11. So we are going to be replacing it with this Weathermatic SmartLine 16. That just means it's capable of using up to 16 zones. So we're going to take a quick look at this. Comes with the air card, the weather sensor, and we'll get more into exactly what each of these components do. A couple extra modules in there, and of course our controller. So one of the things that I like about this Weathermatic controller, it actually comes with a mounting plate, so it's not going to be mounted directly onto the wall. That gives you a little bit more room to play with. And you see it's right there on the back, and once you get that mounting plate onto the wall, onto the surface where it will be mounted at, it just clips on there. And then you'll see later on in the video there is a locking screw that will lock the controller to the mounting plate. I went ahead and did you the favor and did not record myself labeling these wires here. Kind of time consuming, but super important. Definitely don't ever skip. Now that we're getting ready to take this old Rainbird controller off the wall, we got the wires pulled out. Looks like this old controller is just mounted kind of halfway on some lag bolts. Should be quick and easy, like I said. Now that we are finally able to get to the fun portion of this project, we are going to be mounting this plate on that brick wall. Same wall, different methods. Now that we have our Weathermatic controller mounted, we can go ahead and plug it in. Just wanted to show that I did add in what is said to be the optional locking screw. Just locks the controller to that back wall plate. So as I started pulling my wire back through the controller, I thought I would take a second to talk about the importance of wire management. You don't want the people coming behind you to have to deal with your mess. And second, but nothing short to that, you have to remember when you sell a controller, you are selling your service to the customer, not just the part itself. So it's always important to take pride in your work. Now let's open up our weather sensor, which is specifically the SLW5. And I'm going to finish putting this thing together as some assembly is required. Trying to find the appropriate location to mount your weather sensor at is always important. I'm thinking that wall over there, as our controller is right in that room. As you can see, my empty boxes. Now there are a couple of things that you need to do before you mount your weather station. There's an indicator light on the bottom, and if you hold the top button for about 5 seconds, you should see 4 green lights show. That indicates good connection to the controller, which is super important. Now I did mount this in a different location than I had mentioned previously. This brick was just a lot easier to drill into than that concrete wall. And I've been working on our air card, super cool feature of SmartLine. But before you permanently mount it up there, it's always important to check your signal strength, which everything looks good. So we are going to go ahead, move forward, and secure this thing. Now that we have our air card installed, we have everything set up in SmartLine. I'm going through the programming, and as you can see, I'm doing that off my iPad. That's a Pro of SmartLine. And so what I'm about to do here is actually communicate with the controller itself. Pretty much everything that I just did on my iPad will be uploaded onto the controller. Now that my iPad signals that it went through to the controller, I like to come over here, check on the top of that LCD, make sure the days of the week that the controller is meant to run updates. And this is the finished product.